What is up, Tecumseh, you flawless collection of good ideas? It is a good day for a good day. Welcome to the Tecumseh Bicentennial Podcast. My name is Benjamin J Nichols, and I'll be your host today. You can call me Benjamin, because I really do be jamming. Today, we are going to meet a remarkable human named Pandora. As you listen to our conversation, I think you'll agree with me that there is an uncommon wisdom to this young woman that is inspiring. We get to learn the answer to two truths and a lie from the Strawberry Blue Farm episode. In another installment of Biddo History with Bob, local historian Robert Elliott tells us the story of a Tecumseh father and son who had an impact far outside our little town. Today's Bit of History with Bob also reminded me of a song I wrote for the city of Tecumseh years ago for a Memorial Day celebration. I think it's almost 20 years ago at Brookside Cemetery. The title is I'm a Soldier. I'll be sharing that with you as well. And now, onward!
Hello, my name is Pandora Solaris, or Pandora Michael, depending on my mood, I guess. It's either my mom's or my dad's last name. You probably know me as the Rainbow Hair Barista at Starbucks, but hopefully not for long, because I'll be graduating school soon and doing hair instead. Growing up, I always did my own hair, and I would do my mom's and my sister's. I have 3 sisters, so there was always hair to do. And I actually wanted to be a teacher at first. I wanted to be a choir teacher. That was my dream. And then after COVID hit and I saw kind of the change with society and the schools, I was like, I'm not sure if I want to do college and be a teacher because they're not treated that well. They should be treated better. They should be paid better. But I just kind of started feeling like after COVID, it wasn't for me. And then I was doing my mom's hair one day and she was like, have you ever thought about hair school? And I was like, no. And I booked a tour that day at 3 schools and went to all 3 of them and decided that's what I want to do. So it just kind of happened, but also it's like I've been doing it for a long time, so it was like a slow build-up as well.
Are you going to do hair around here, or are you going to go somewhere else?
I'm not sure yet. I have 3 offers right now, 2 in Toledo, 1 out here. So it just kind of depends on where I want to end up. I'm not quite sure yet. It's one of those, I'll just figure it out as I go, you know?
So, you already have offers. You're not even out of school yet, and you have offers.
Yes. Oh, yes. Because people walking around with their hair done, that's my billboard. And actually, Jack was the person that I did her hair, and the owner of Galaxy, which is downtown Tecumseh, noticed it and gave me an offer because of it, because she was really impressed of it. And I've met a couple people in Toledo. They kind of come and go through the school. So my school holds a career fair every now and then where they have different salons and salon owners come in and just kind of showcase their salon and talk about it. And I really get to know the owner as I talk to them about like what I want to see, and you know, they sell their salon. So I have 2 out there, but I'm not sure if I want to live in Toledo. Sure. That's the hard part. So it's either commute to work or live out there. So I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, Toledo doesn't have the small town charm.
No, for sure not. No.
People need to come and visit you at Starbucks because
yes.
Hopefully.
I keep my business cards back there, so I will hand you one if you come and ask about it.
There you go. Visit Pandora at Starbucks, get yourself a business card, and get your hair done.
Yep, I work in the mornings.
Pandora, Solaris, or Michael?
Either one.
Either one. What is something about you that is not a secret, but most people might not know?
So I wrote down in my notes Olivia Rodrigo, because I actually went to elementary school with her. We weren't friends or anything, but it was just like when she won her first Grammy, I was like, wait, I think I know her. So that's what I wrote down. It's not a secret, but I think it's pretty cool. People always, cool. Yeah, she's like a big thing now. She probably doesn't even remember me, but it's all right.
I love that. All right, what hobbies do you have?
Oh, goodness. I have a lot of hobbies. I like to keep myself busy. My most recent one is I've been bedazzling everything. I just put rhinestones on absolutely anything I own. I crochet a lot. I used to paint. I kind of packed away all the painting stuff because it takes a lot of room and it's a mess. So I put it all away, but I've mostly been hair focused, so I haven't been touching a lot of my hobbies recently. So, also walks. I take my dog to the trails often, both Heritage Park and the one in Tecumseh. I think it's Indian Trails. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess that's a hobby, walking the trails.
What's your dog's name?
Vandal. Little Vandal, and then my mom's dogs, who is his brother, he's Riot. So it's like a theme we've got going on. Okay. We also have Molly, which is short for Molotov. She's my mom's cat. So we've got some naming schemes.
I dig it. Molotov. That's
Yep,
that's
Molotov cocktail.
That's a good name for a cat.
But it's just Molly.
Just Molly. I love that.
Yep.
If you could have any superpower, what would it be?
I would say speed, like super speed, because I never feel like I have enough time to do anything. Like I'm always trying to be faster, so I think super speed would be pretty cool.
What superpower did you get stuck with?
I wrote down, because this happens a lot, I wrote down memorizing song lyrics. Because like I don't even realize I do it, and I'll just be singing along to a song. I'm like, how did I learn that? I don't know. I feel like 50% of my brain is just random song lyrics.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I wish I had that superpower because I really don't.
Really?
I don't. I'll sing along and I'll just make stuff up.
Oh, absolutely. My boyfriend does that.
How often one of the kids like that's not what those words are.
I love that.
Today.
Yesterday, we spoke with Sarah Hilton of Strawberry Blue Farm, and she told us 3 interesting facts about Strawberry Blue Farm. 2 are true, 1 was a lie. The stories were about a chicken named Tim McGraw that was trained with treats like a dog, an attempted dismemberment by a skeezy piece of chicken wire, and a terrifying encounter with Nedward, the murder goat. You voted and agreed that the lie was Nedward, the murder goat. Let's see what Sarah says.
This is, I need all 3 of these to be true. So, okay.
Yeah.
So my guess is number 2 is false.
The possum.
The possum. The possum didn't happen.
Well, no, the possum is true.
The possum is true.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
So what was the lie?
Nedward.
Nedward? Oh,
I mean, we do have a
breaks my
goat named
heart.
Nedward, but
No, and that was a good detail to add because you had the name. And I was like, oh, that
Nedward.
sounds real because you have the name. So, because that is a great story. And I
I know, I
desperately
want it to be true too. It's so much better than the possum, right?
It really is.
I know.
Well done, Tecumseh. That is 2 in a row you've gotten right. Ha! Good job. And now we return you to your regularly scheduled program already in progress. 2 truths and a lie.
What inspires you personally?
Like really just my mood. My number 1 goal of any given point of the day is to be happy, to always be in a good mood. If when I'm in a bad mood and I'm a little grumpy, I always sit and reflect. I'm like, what is causing it and how can I fix that? So if it's money struggles, I sit and I'm like, if being happy will be to get rid of these money struggles, what can I do to budget and fix that? So really it just comes down to I want to be comfortable and happy, and that's what keeps me going, is trying to figure out what's wrong with me, you know?
I feel like I want to help you with your superpower that you got stuck with. Because it sounds like it's proactive happiness.
Yeah, I try.
That's awesome.
I definitely do try.
Good for you.
Yeah.
I like that. What do you passionately care about?
Recently, it's been like animals or anything living. I donate a lot to the Humane Society. I make little blankets for them. It's just like a bunch of different things, but recently it's definitely been animals. I swerve for small animals on the road. Sorry if you drive around me. Like, I'm gonna brake, I'm gonna swerve. My dog and my cat are like everything to me. My dog's name is tattooed on my leg. So, you know, that's just kind of, I've always been a big animal person. I care about them and want to make sure every animal is happy.
So what's your favorite zoo?
I really like the, oh gosh, what is the name of it? The one in Lambertville, the little one.
In
It's like-
Lambertville, is that the Indian? No, that's...
Yeah, that
Is
one,
it?
like Indian, like, what is it
it's like
called?
Indian Creek or something.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I really like that one because you get like the bucket of carrots right when you walk in. Whereas like Toledo, you have to pay like different things. I do like the Toledo Zoo, but I think I like the little smaller ones more.
What is your favorite memory in or involving Tecumseh?
I used to work downtown at Second Chance Consignment, and I didn't drive at the time. So I would have like a couple hours each day where I had some like downtime. So I would spend a lot of time at the library. And this particular day, my dog at the time had really bitten my sister, and it was really bad. So my mom called me and told me all of that and that we were going to surrender her. And so I ended up crying. I was just sitting outside the public library crying. And this one girl that I went to high school with, we weren't like friends or anything, but we knew each other, saw me crying and gave me French fries. Like she just had a bag of McDonald's fries. And it was just like such a sweet, kind thing to do. It like always sticks with me. You know, it was just so random, hanging out at the library and crying, and this girl gives me French fries. So it definitely sticks with me.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite memories now, too. Very good job.
Yeah.
Finish this sentence. I can remember when.
First moving to the Midwest, we moved in February from Southern California, and just seeing the snow for the first time in my entire life was magical. And that's really it. That's like one of my favorite things about living out here is the weather. I love it.
That's crazy. You're the first person I've heard say that.
Yeah, I was like, snow is amazing.
Okay. So how long have you lived here?
I've lived here since 2017.
Okay, so
yeah.
Do you still love the snow? Or
Yes and no. It's a burden sometimes having to drive in it, having to shovel, but like in the end, it's pretty. I love it. The cold, whatever, I'll bundle up, you know? But I really do love the snow. I do.
Do you do any snow activities?
Not really. No. I just like looking at it.
Do you have any memories involving a Tecumseh business that you can share?
I'm going to say one particular business. My sister's best friend's family owns Pentamere. So we used to go there a lot, and it's so funny because they never actually did. But before I'd turned 21, they always were like, "You're 21 yet? I want you to try the wine." And I think that was so funny. It took them years to be like, "How old are you?" Took them a long time, but I always think that's fun. They're such nice people. You know, I love them there.
Do you have any memories involving a Tecumseh park?
In high school a lot, I had a friend who lived on Shady Lane, like right down there. So we used to spend like all of our summer at the pit. We would just always go. There was always someone there to hang out with. That's really it. We just kind of spent there every day.
So whether you end up going to Toledo or staying around here or going to Milan or, one of those fancy places.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
What are your hopes for Tecumseh?
What I really like about Tecumseh is the like small town feel. Because I didn't grow up with that. I grew up in a big California valley. Like, I like that everyone knows each other. I like that everyone gets along. And I really wish it kind of stays that way. Because I feel like a lot of cities are like moving away from that. Like I feel that in Adrian kind of, where it's becoming more and more a bigger city and we have less of those small events. I really hope Tecumseh just stays close and personal, because that's what I really like about it, is like its charm. I
like that too. What advice or message do you have for the people of Tecumseh 100 years from now when they're celebrating their tricentennial?
Embrace that small town feel. First, like, I thought it was the weirdest thing ever. One thing when I first moved out here that I first noticed that was so weird to me, but now I'm used to, is like walking down the street, strangers will say hi and like ask how you're doing. That doesn't happen in California. They either ignore you or give you a dirty look for walking past them. And it was weird at first, but it's part of the charm and I love it. So embrace it. You know, talk to people, try and get to know your community. Don't write them off and don't be shy. Just get in there for sure.
In today's Bit O' History with Bob, author and local historian Robert Elliott makes a passing reference to the book. For clarity, the book he's referring to is his own. It's titled Hometown Heroes. The back cover reads thusly, quote, "Inside this book tells about some of the brave citizens of the Tecumseh area and what they did since the city was founded in 1824. Hundreds would leave the community to defend the country through time, and many would never return. These are just a few of their heroic stories. Their contributions were many, and I hope to leave you with a sense of pride for the city we all love called Tecumseh." Unquote. Hometown Heroes was printed by Digipod? I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Somebody let me know. So write in and tell me, how do we pronounce Digipod or Digipod? You can get copies at the Historical Museum or from Bob himself.
Harry Hamlin, Jack Hamill. Harry's comes to Tecumseh. I mean, he serves in the National Guard. He goes to the University of Michigan and becomes this great doctor. And he's our first guy over there in the First World War, the Great War. I mean, some of his early letters talking about over here with the British Army, trying to help and save people. And I didn't find out till a couple years ago from family members he actually took a shrapnel wound and went back after the war to visit where he fought and served, and incredible stuff. I mean, he just lives an incredible life. When he comes back to Tecumseh after the end of the war, they're forming the new formed American Legion, named after two local guys that were killed in the First World War that are in the book, or in Underwood. They're handing out cigars, and he comes into the meeting, and they elect him the first commander of the American Legion here in Tecumseh. And he's like, I was just a doctor. I didn't do any fighting. And they're like, yeah, you were just a doctor, So he becomes the Legion's first president for a short time and starts his medical practice here. Raises his 2 sons here in Tecumseh, and just unbelievable physician. A lot of people in town, you talk to elderly people, that he's one that, brought me into this world, But when the Second World War starts, his son Jack is class president, class of 1939, Tecumseh. Just great basketball. Everybody you hear about Jack Hamill was quite the hero before he even left for the war. But he goes to West Point and graduates in 2 years. Never to be done before. Graduates in West Point, becomes a fighter pilot, goes to flight training school, becomes a fighter pilot. Dr. Hamill teaches a little bit at the University of Michigan combat medicine. Imagine what he knew to help teach doctors combat medicine. But Jack ends up over in China in difficult fighting over the Japanese had pretty much overran everything. The Chinese are kind of waste policy, burn and run policy. And if you ever read anything about Nanking or any of the horrors that went on over there, but Americans over there are just amazing what they did. Even before the war broke out, America's over there fighting, fighter pilots and just incredible stuff. But he gets shot down right before the war ends. So I visited his gravestone in the Punch Bowl in Hawaii, in Oahu.
I'm a stranger, I'm a man, I'm a woman, I'm a friend. I'm the boy who bagged your groceries at the store. I'm a moment, I'm a spark, I'm a girl playing in the park. I'm the one you rarely think of anymore. I'm a soldier, I'm a soldier, I'm a soldier, I'm a soldier. I am to the core, I have faced the dogs of war, and I have paid the final price to keep them from your shore. Whether here or across the sea, regardless of the cost to me, I will fight to guard your right to fly the flag that calls you free. 'Cause I'm a soldier. Thank God for soldiers. I'm your neighbor, I'm your nurse, I'm your best friend, I'm your worst. I'm the one whose breath was taken when you smiled. I'm your father, I'm your son, I'm your daughter, I'm your mom. I'm the grandpa you looked up to as a child. I'm a soldier. I'm a soldier. I'm a soldier. I'm a soldier. I am to the core. I have faced the dogs of war, and I have paid the final price to keep them from your shore. Whether here or across the sea, regardless of the cost to me, I will fight to guard your right to fly the flag that calls you free. 'Cause I'm a soldier. And if my last full measure of devotion lies across a wild ocean, all I ask is that you say with pride, here's a soldier who believed in my right to liberty, and for that right for me, this soldier died, this soldier died. To the core, I have faced the dogs of war, and I pay the final price to keep them from your shore. Whether here or across the sea, regardless of the cost to me, I will fight to guard your right to fly the flag that calls you free. 'Cause I'm a soldier.
keeps going on. His dad ends up over in England and France building hospitals and working in combat medicine to save lives. But as a teacher at the University of Michigan, you imagine all those doctors he trained combat medicine, how many lives they saved. He dies early too. He dies fairly early too, but I mean, those are two of the biggest heroes in town as far as I'm concerned. Not just, what they did for town and being, helping your students out. I mean, imagine being a class president and some of the stuff he did, but going off to war, graduating West Point in 2 years, never to be done before. And his father, my gosh, just huge stuff. I can't imagine, somebody that actually had been in combat that could teach that kind of medicine to other doctors, that how important that is. Doctors, what you learn, in dealing with delivering babies and minor surgeries and stuff like that, but how do you take a piece of shrapnel out of somebody or 30 caliber or bullet out of somebody or, patch up multiple veins and oh my gosh, and he had done that. So yeah, I always mention him no matter what I go through that cemetery. I always walk by his headstone. His son's not there. His other son ended up in the U.S. Navy during World War II too, so that family since moved down to Chicago, but I've corresponded with them through the years. They're actually kind of off the Chinese government, basically through Taiwan, Formosa, and there's a monument to all those Americans that died to defend China, and Jack is not on that monument. And if you know Jerry Hale in town, Coast Guard commander in the day, great guy, he's got a friend and they're going to put him on the monument probably before the year's over. Probably going to come to Tecumseh and thank the people at Tecumseh for giving them our native son,
Well, Tecumseh, rain and thunder as accompaniment is not the worst way to spend a day. The day is lovely, and so are you. Tune in tomorrow when we talk with Jim Lincoln of the Tecumseh Herald. Okay,